What is going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a good Thursday. Bobby Fi here, flying solo. Sheets will try to update projections if he can. Obviously, he's got some stuff going on, so it's a little tricky for him right now. Reminder to everyone, I'm out tomorrow. Not sure what we're going to be doing about a show yet, but I'll try to get something out to you guys. I have a thing I have to take care of, and I'm a little under the weather. So anyway, we're going to get into it now. We are going to go through this. Look, it's these exposures you can ignore. It's going to be a lot different. But going through the games again, I thought would be the best way to go about this right now. We did get Trae Young is officially available. Jonathan Isaac's ruled out. I'm not sure the projections have adjusted for that. It's not a huge adjustment anyway. As you can see, not getting to a whole lot on the Bulls. Not a great matchup. Obviously, plenty of usage to go around for Giddey, especially. I think Kobe White's an interesting large field play, but I didn't get to much of it. So I'm really just basically not that interested in the first game. Also, delay. We know there's always late news. Always good to have some things there. You can see what I did is I bumped up the projection on Paolo and Franz. Not enough. I want to get one of these guys in a good portion of my lineups. So I might even bump this up a little bit higher once we get out. Actually, you know what? I might just do it right now. I think there's a lot of upside here. And I just think in this matchup, it would be nice to have one of these two in this, let's make this 46.5 just to make it a little bit more, not quite so. We have to play him in every lineup situation. I do like Cole Anthony, who's actually, for some reason, I didn't pick up a bunch of him in my last run. So I'm going to bump him up a little bit as well. I think all these guys are just in such a great spot. You want to bump them up just a little bit. I think they're extremely, I really like the Orlando side. Don't like the Chicago side. Sam Hauser was just ruled out, so we're going to have to revisit the Celtics game in a minute. Let's wait for things to update a little bit, and we'll get back to that because that's going to open up even more value. And tell you what, stacking up that Celtics-Sixers game is looking more appealing just based on the number of players they have. So you can see what I did over here. I bumped up to Halliburton. It still didn't get me any Halliburton. I'm not okay with that, so I am going to bump this up even a little bit higher. It's such a great matchup. I wanted to bump up just a few other pieces as well. We'll see if Matherin's available. That'll make me go even a little higher on Halliburton. If not, really like Siakam tonight as well and not getting to enough of them. So I'm actually going to make this number pretty high. I do want to go out of my way to get these guys. And I'm not getting to nearly enough of them. I'm fine with a little bit of the chalky Nemhard, the chalky Turner. Don't like the Turner one's the one I could talk myself out of a little bit more, but it's fine. I think I prefer Okongwu to Turner. So just looking at their projections, let's take a quick look. We got Turner projected just a tiny bit better. I'm going to give them, let's say we give them like the same projection basically, and we'll go. I just would like to have at least, I think Okongwu has as much ceiling there as Turner does. We got 35.75. We'll just go 35.7. Okay. We'll add a 5 to it just so I can make it the same number for both of them, or at least closer. Oh, 35.8. Anyway, you're seeing, guys, sort of what I'm doing right now in real time, but this is what I'm gonna. It's close enough, I guess. 0.8 for my own neurosis. Let's just do this. I still can't even get it up there. I'm not doing my math right. I'll just go ahead and make it 36. What the hell? All right. That gives them the exact same one, but I was trying to see if I could get near it without it. For some reason, I couldn't get my math right. But again, I think these are games you want to just go out of your way to try to get a little bit overexposed to, just because they're such great game environments. It feels very likely that somebody's going to have a big one. I bumped up Karis LeVert. Still didn't get to much of them. Going to have to revisit this one a little bit too, because I do really like this play. Also liked, I bumped up Dyson Daniels. I'm okay with getting to him or not getting to him, but I always think he's under projected in general. Bump trade the smallest amount, nothing that's going to make anything crazy, but I'm not getting a ton from this game right now, and I'd like to get a little bit more. So I'm okay with bumping up a little bit more just to try and get some more exposure. Golden State and Brooklyn, a game I'm not all that interested in general. I think that, yeah, Draymond and Steph are certainly reasonable. I'll give Steph, just because he's been so hot, like a tiny bit of an extra bump today, but it's not going to be anything revolutionary. And Draymond is fine, but I think there's just other plays. I'll update this stuff in just a second. Let's go to Brooklyn. Tatum in and Hauser out. Yeah. Thank you, Nika. I appreciate the kind words. I did bump up D'Angelo a little bit. I knew this would happen. He looked like a play early in the day, and then everybody got off him. There's a wide range of outcomes, and there's a wide range of minutes for these Nets. I have a feeling this might be Russell gets 28 minutes game. So I'm taking a little bit of a stab. We got on 25. If he gets 28, again, I just want to be a little bit over the field. Nothing else that really stands out for me. Houston, I bumped up my favorite pieces: Şengün, Thompson, Green. Again, not getting to quite enough of them. So I might even I think it's fine to leave Şengün right here, but I might even bump these other guys up just another half a point, because I think this is a spot you want to attack. And again, I'll be able to late swap anyway off of any of this if I want to. But I do think these guys are not getting quite the credit they deserve. I said it's always going to be one of them, one of Jalen Green, Şengün, or Thompson who goes big. It was who was it? Şengün the other night. I feel the same way with the Paolo, Cole Anthony, and Franz Wagner for Orlando. I just would like to get to more exposure of that side. I did bump up Zion, and it got to a pretty good amount. I didn't even bump him up that much. He's been really good lately. The minutes, again, we're not expecting a ton of minutes, but every now and then you might get a 30 out of him here. And he has been just crushing. I don't mind just continuing to gamble on him. I also think that, again, for large field tournaments only, Trey Murphy, I think, is pretty interesting. On Knicks Lakers, I bumped up Miles McBride. I feel like this projection is just too low at 18.36 if we're going to really assume that Precious is out. And I think we should, as of right now, based on everything we know. I sort of like the Miles McBride play a little bit. Again, it also gives me some more late swapability, so I don't mind bumping up guys in later games for that reason. And I think Josh Hart has a big game tonight. That's just my gut call, but I don't know that it's going to be enough at that price to where I'm even going to be able to get to him. I also think this price on DraftKings for Luka is kind of ridiculous, and I actually think I bumped it up. I actually think you could argue that I'm going low on his median. I know we've seen some games lately where we haven't seen that same old Luka. He's shot the ball poorly, and they're still winning. His last game, he didn't even. It's not like he played an insane game against New Orleans. He just had a normal game. He put up 68. I think the ceiling for him is tremendous here. I wanted to be over the field. That's why I bumped him up. I also did bump up Austin Reeves a little bit, but not enough, as you can see. And I bumped up LeBron on FanDuel more because I think his number over there should be a little bit higher. I think I could argue for just going to 51 on DraftKings as well. But I think it's very interesting. Oh, so I mentioned the price on it's not the price necessarily. I think the projection on Luka has just always been missing. I think it should be closer to 60. I think we should start assuming to see Luka in that more 55 to 60 range on the low end, and then at like 65 to 100 on the high end. Halliburton out. Okay, so the whole slate's changing. So basically everything I just said is going to completely change. Halliburton being out is we're going to have McConnell. Matherin's out too. Okay, so let's get all this stuff straightened out. It's really annoying to try and find a time for a show. We'll reset that. To try and find a time to do a show, and then like every time is when all the news does. Even when I do it, if we go 5:30, the same thing happens. So the slate completely changes in like 2 seconds. I'm just going to get them off of FanDuel, and then we'll go through FanDuel as well. But now it's going to become very Indiana-centric. McConnell, Nembhard, Nesmith, Turner, everybody is going to be heavily factored in there. All right, and just make sure that everything's gone. Yeah, okay. So we're basically going to have a heavy slate that's focusing almost entirely on Indiana and Boston. Especially with the Hauser out now too, is just going to add to it. Let me just make sure on DraftKings I didn't do anything funny with Hauser. I put my own projection, and I might have. I don't think I did. I did bump Jordan Walsh, which is going to go up even higher. They're really going to be down some bodies tonight, and it's Philadelphia, so they should be able to win this game, and maybe Philly can keep it close with guys like Lonnie Walker. I'm still thinking this is kind of a little bit of a high number on Lonnie Walker to project him, but it is what it is. They're going to have somebody doing the scoring from the backcourt. A little surprised that Kelly Oubre is not projecting better. That's one I'm actually going to change. We're going to make it at least 34. That's maybe even I could argue for it being higher. I think this is just really low. You know what? Yeah, that seems a little better. But we're going to have to wait for things to reset and then figure out where to go from there. I wasn't, again, I didn't do all my stuff on the site today. I did post all my exposures before in Discord. I'll do the same thing following this show. But as of right now, it's kind of hard, without the new projections to get an idea of what we're doing. We'd also like to see some starting lineups because I'm curious where some of these teams go, Boston especially. But Boston is probably going to be Pritchard, White, Tatum, Cornette, probably either Walsh or Shireman. I don't know. We'll see. So that obviously changes things. We're going to wait for those things to update a little bit. I'm just going to double check and see if they have done anything with it. They really haven't on the Boston side. On the Indy side, you're going to see this TJ McConnell look like probably as good a play as anybody on the slate. So we're going to have to figure that one out. If you guys have any questions or thoughts, drop them in. I really want to attack this Atlanta Indiana game even more now because I'm going to already be getting probably like 3 from Indiana mostly. One sneaky beneficiary might be Obi Toppin here. Just a long shot play, but a great game environment for his style of play anyway. Let's just see. We're bumping him up, but not enough. We're gonna have to still wait to see where these projections say to go, and then I'm gonna try to pivot to other places I want. Let's make this number a little bit smaller. Don't need to go quite as exaggerated because we're already getting news that I'm not going to need to wait on anything. So I'll be getting to a lot of these guys anyway. So, all right. Well, that's where we are for right now. Again, there's no real value. I did want to just mention though, we've got great stuff on the site. Everything's up to date, and Goldie is gone for until Monday, Tuesday. Sheets is out right now. We've all got certain things going on at the moment, but maybe best to get it out of the way before MLB starts back up, and then we're in the height of golf season, but we got all the golf stuff out there. And just want to remind everybody, Sheets has been absolutely crushing it. Shout out to him just for just nailing the NBA this season. I've done extremely well also, not the last couple days, but separately from that lately, it's been pretty good. And we got some great packages that are going to go up in price. So I would encourage everybody to try to jump on it while they can. All right. Let's take another look over here. Let's get an updated. Okay, yeah. See, there you've got McConnell with the monster projection. We'll see if it sort of evens out a little bit. Neesmith went up. Nemhart went up. Ben Shepherd, who's just going to be on the court. It's not the most fun play in the world, Ben Shepherd, but some nights you kind of need to do some of that. Obi Toppin did in fact jump up quite a bit. I'm going to double check the Boston side and see if they got anything updated there. Pritchard, Cornette, Keita is the one who we're getting to now. I don't mind the Keita thing, but it's a little hard with the loaded center spot. It's just don't think we necessarily need to do it. I think Jordan Walsh could see more minutes than maybe he's being projected for right now. But it's going to be hard to talk off of Tatum as legitimately like the best spend up now. I like a lot of these other plays, but that Tatum thing is hard to ignore with all those guys out. So Tatum, Pritchard are just going to have all the usage they can handle. Even in not a great pace matchup, it's hard to ignore that when you're going to be facing this. So we're going to see a lot of Philly-Boston game stacks. I still would like to go out of my way from the first series of games to try to get to more of the Cole Anthony. Oh, they did bump up Carter. Okay, but I want to go higher. Cole and all these 4, I think just a good idea to be over the field on them in this top environment. Let me just see what happened here. All right. We will get there. And I think that it's probably okay to rerun a little bit right now. Let's start with FanDuel because I think they're probably going to mellow it out a little bit. And by the way, McConnell may not start. Doesn't mean he's not a great play. It's just for what it's worth. Doesn't really matter. They could easily, keep him in his normal role, which they've done before quite a number of times actually. They could just start Ben Shepherd instead, and then bring McConnell off the bench, who gets all the usage when he comes in. I think that's actually very reasonable that they do that. So let's rebuild on FanDuel, see what we're getting to. And as always, I will pop into the Discord channel. I'm not going to be doing all the late swaps today, but I did do them yesterday. I'll do them as often as I can. I might be able to get in one of the late swaps, but I think it's just really helpful for anybody who's a site member. So keep an eye open in the premium voice channel. I share my screen and go through exactly what I'm doing every day, and then try to do it for late swap as well. All right, so let's see what we're getting out of FanDuel right now. I still think there's more room to probably run some. We're going to probably see at least 5 or 6 updates before lock because we're going to get starting lineups and whatnot. But most of it's we're going to know is the most plays are going to be from the early series of games. And yeah, they've got the McConnell. Okay, let's run the contest sim and see sort of what we're getting as of right now. Less Pritchard in that first run than I thought it would be. Yeah, I still like the idea, trying to force in something as a run back. Like these 2 games, sort of scream to me like that they're good game stacks, even though that Philadelphia one could be ugly just because it's so many guys are missing from Boston, and Philly's like, this is like a G League team almost, G League adjacent. Yeah, as you can see, 91% McConnell. I don't mind if you want to go a little under that, but it's going to be hard not to get a good amount of them. You can see it's pretty loaded with the Indianapolis, so I think that makes some sense. And I did bump up Trey at 42 as a median fantasy point number. Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Why is that a median number for Trey in this matchup? I know he's had four weirdly bad kind of games, but I don't know. That feels low to me. I don't know. Maybe I can take it down from 47 a little bit, but I'm not going to take it down much because I do want to run back in this spot. And I also think that Dyson Daniels is really in play here. It's a great steal block matchup, considering who's going to be out there for Indianapolis. And yeah, I think that this is a spot where I want to be a little bit overweight these guys. Not bumping them up a crazy amount, but would like to get to a little bit of all of this. All right, and then let's just see what we ended up with for Luka on FanDuel. Less than I wanted. Even had a 55 median projection. Well, it's going to be hard to get away from the Tatum thing, right? So let's see where Tatum ended up. 36%. I think we should be higher than him on that. I mean, like, where it's Pritchard, White, and him. Where else is the scoring coming from? Because those guys, I mean, we saw what happened last night. White and Pritchard both put up, 60 and 55, 67 and 55. I'm not saying they're going to make 10 threes again, but it certainly feels like we should be a little bit higher than them on this. Feels a little low to me. I don't know. I'd like to get to maybe more like 50% of each of these guys. Tatum didn't play last night, so I'd give the biggest benefit to him. I'll bump him up manually if I have to once we feel like everything's been run, but I really feel like that makes a lot more sense to try and get to a little bit more of them. Go over to DraftKings real quick and run the rebuilds. We can, factoring in all my changed projections and whatnot. I don't think I need to do anything with the Indiana side, as I mentioned. I did bump up the Atlanta side a little bit. Kongu actually got bumped up himself. That makes sense. I already thought he should have been higher, so I'm happy for that. And then let's just see what else we got here. I'm just making sure. I still think this Luka projection is too low. You could argue that, since he's been a Laker, all this stuff, but every game goes by, I feel like it's just more and more familiarity. It should be a competitive game with the Knicks. You're going to need it. I think it's his old buddy Brunson. They have supposed defenders and wings. They haven't acted like it this season. So I think this is a good spot for Luka or LeBron. I think just you're going to see one of those guys getting to it most every night too. So that's a little bit how I like to do things. I really want to try to get to one of Paolo or Franz. I really want to try to get to one of the Houston guys. I really want to try to get to one of LeBron or especially more so. Well, actually, Reeves too should be factored in there, but LeBron, Reeves, or Luka. Luka being the highest one. And we're going to mix all that stuff in with the Indianapolis, Atlanta / Philly, Boston stuff. But I'm sort of letting the Philly projections cook. Except for the Kelly Oubre one. I just think they have them too low. And I think he should be a lot higher considering how few shot creators they have. No problem, Team Underground. Good to talk to you. Sorry, my throat is not doing so good. Anybody have some good golf starts? I saw some nice lineups from Kenny Hyder, who we did the show with me yesterday. I'm off to a great start on FanDuel and a horrible start on DraftKings. Which is not what you want in golf. You want to go the other way if you can. But anyway, guys, I'm probably going to get out of here. I will talk to the premium Discord for a little bit for all of our site members. That's the way we're going to be doing things. Please click the video and like the video. We want to still keep doing at least some videos for free, even though we're trying to cater more to our members. So we appreciate it if you guys, click the like button if you're not able to join, and then of course subscribe and all that stuff. Brandon Cruz, we're in the middle of NASCAR season. He's got all that stuff going on. Over the weekend, we've got Adam Perry doing all the NHL stuff going on. I'm going to have to ask one of them to fill in tomorrow to do some of the basketball because Sheets and I will both be out tomorrow. But hopefully I'll come back from it healthier. Hopefully I get to go under and come out a healthier man. We'll see. Anyway, appreciate all your guys' support as always. Been an awesome year so far for TrueDFS. Really hope you can join us. At least check out the trial packages. And yeah, let's make some money today. Good luck, guys. Before I get out of here, I'm gonna say good to see you, Rick. Always miss seeing you around. Good to have you back in here as much as you can. And I'm gonna be in the premium Discord in a little bit. But